Jesus is the law. When we talk about the law, we are talking about divine instruction. Jesus being divine and also giving us instruction throughout the Gospels would mean that every word he speaks is Torah. Another way to understand that Jesus' words are Torah is to understand that he is a king, and the word of the king is law. Throughout the Gospels, we see Jesus exercising his authority as the lawgiver. In various places, he speaks of a command that already exists and then proceeds to say, "But I say unto you." And with Christ being the lawgiver, he is also going to be the one who judges. We will be judged by his words. In John 14 and 15, Jesus says, "If you love me, keep my commandments." There's been a grave misunderstanding in certain communities. When they read that verse, they believe he's speaking about the commandments that were given through Moses. The issue with that line of thinking is that Moses himself was pointing towards Christ. When Moses prophesied of the one that would be given the law, he said, "Him you shall hear." Now that is indicative of a transferal of shepherdship, a transfer of authority as the lawgiver. It cannot mean listen to us both. When he comes, the one that is being prophesied of, him you shall hear. This is the same thing that we see at the Transfiguration. Moses and also Elijah were present, so we have a representative from the law and one from the prophets. And Jesus was transfigured, and the Father said, while all three were present, "This is my Son, in whom I delight. Hear him." So in the presence of the law and the prophets, the Father said to hear the Son. There are even a few verses in Hebrews chapter 3 that explain that Jesus is greater than Moses. We should have even more reverence for Jesus Christ as not only our lawgiver, but also our judge. Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." He is our path to God. He is the map, the road, and the destination. He is our high priest, a high priest not of the tribe of Levi, but of the tribe of Judah. In Hebrews 7, verse 12, it states that because the priesthood has changed, of necessity there is also a change of the law. This explains that we are not under the first covenant, as was mediated by the Levites, but are under the new covenant that is mediated by Jesus Christ, our high priest. And with a whole new priesthood comes a new law. One of these new laws is to spread the gospel, which is also technically a mandate. Now, believers have not been commissioned to preach the law of Moses. Jesus Christ said to teach them to keep what I have commanded you in Matthew 28. So once again, we see that the new covenant is centered purely around the words of Jesus Christ. In conclusion, to touch on a few of these laws/commandments, it starts with Jesus Christ telling us to repent, letting our light shine, to be reconciled to our brothers, not to lust, not to make oaths, don't resist evil with evil, to love and pray for our enemies, to be perfect, to seek God's kingdom, not to judge, not giving what is holy to dogs, treat people as you want to be treated, enter through the narrow gate, to beware of false prophets, confront brothers in private first, forgive 7 times 70, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, to make disciples, invite the poor. These are a few of the many laws and commandments that are in the New Testament. found your house upon the rock, that is Jesus Christ.